For anybody who has kids or works with kids or is around kids, I just want to remind you that kids are the most in tune with the supernatural, with the unseen world. They vibrate higher than us. They haven't had basically environmental and societal programming affect them, so they're able to see, hear, and feel things differently than an adult would that's starting to question things. And so if you are someone who has a kid that is perhaps going through something where they're really fearful, they're saying, Mom, Dad, I have monsters in my closet. If you, even as a kid, remember having that, you could go back and work on yourself and work on your inner child work to remove that fear, because that fear also, by the way, can be held in your body and stored and trapped and then come out in a different way as an adult and affect your life in a different way where you're holding on to fear or pulling in things that you don't want to do. Side note, but had to say it. But this video is for people who are working with kids to just know, one, please believe this child. They are not just making things up. Yes, sometimes they'll watch scary movies, they'll get thoughts in their head, but unfortunately, the reality is that most of the time when they're watching that scary movie or they've heard that scary story, they are now connecting with the frequency of pulling in something of that matching frequency that is pulling in that negative vibe. This is, again, not to scare you. I'm not trying to do any of this work, but I've been getting people who are DMing me that want more of this kind of stuff and how to work with it. So I want to tell you, because I come from a place rooted in love and light, that this isn't stuff to be afraid of, but it's stuff to take charge of, because when I was a teenager, the stuff used to freak me out. It would scare me. I was way too open. I didn't know my boundaries. I didn't know how to deal with it. And even as a parent, when I had my young kids that were afraid of certain things, I didn't quite know yet how to deal with it when they were really young. And I eventually learned, and I want to teach you, because I do not want your poor kid to suffer or for you to suffer dealing with this. So if your kid is saying, Mom, I'm scared of something in my closet, whatever it may be, don't necessarily say, I don't believe you, this stuff isn't real. Just say, you know what? Nothing can hurt you as long as you believe that nothing can hurt you. That's a really great way to just start in general, because that gives that kid a protective shield of energy, first and foremost, that is really important for them to have. Obviously, take all of this with a grain of salt. There's so many different scenarios. You don't want your kid to think they're invincible and put themselves in a tough situation. This is really just dealing with spiritual stuff. But in general, if you can teach your kid, they call the shots, they say what is or what isn't okay, this may be a good way to go, depending on what your kid's like. Use your discernment as a parent. Don't take anything that you hear online or from me as fact, but see if this resonates for you and if it's something that can help you. I can make more videos on this if this is something that's helpful for people, but I just wanted to do this while I was thinking of it right now. Hope this helps. Much love.